What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Fragger Builds. So I am just in the dark oak forest where we left off last time, which is where we are going to be starting our new project today. But before we start on that project today, there are a few things I want to talk about. So the first thing has to do with this lake/pond area. Last time I said that I wanted to make it a little bit smaller to help fit in the village a little bit better. But I actually think that I want to try and keep it relatively the same size and shape. I may smooth it out a little bit to make it feel a little more organic and a little more natural, but I in general want to try and keep it the same size and shape. But then when it comes to all of the buildings that are going to be in this village, I kind of want to challenge myself a little bit more. So I really want to try and spend a little bit more time designing and building each of the buildings so that I can make them look as good as I possibly can. But I also obviously still want to build them in a relatively quick amount of time so that I don't spend way too much time on each building. But because of that, I'm probably only going to be able to get 1 or 2 buildings done per episode, which is really not a lot, I know, but I really want to try and focus a little bit more on the design of each building. And that also means focusing a lot more on the interiors, which I am still in the bad habit of really not doing any of the interiors of my buildings, so yeah, I really need to focus on that a little bit more. But I also want to try and experiment a little bit more with build palettes. I always kind of play it safe when it comes to build palettes, and I've seen a lot of other content creators, especially BOO, that use really far out there build palettes that don't seem like they should work, but then they end up making them work anyway, and I really want to try and get into doing that and experimenting a little bit more with build palettes. So those are a few things that I want to do for this medieval village. But I don't have any resources right now to build up this medieval village, so to start off this episode, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of resource gathering, and I also still need to figure out what the first building I want to make is, so I have a little bit of work that I need to do before we can actually get into this episode. But for you guys, it's just gonna be 1 second and then we can start building up this place. So I'm going to get started on gathering some resources and getting this first building planned out. So I have cleared out this area here to build in, and I think I am ready to get started on building. So I think the first building that I want to build here is going to be sort of like a woodworking shop of sorts. And this is the build palette that I want to go with, which I know it's not super experimental compared to like other builders and stuff, but for me this is pretty experimental. But I do need to start planning this out, so I am going to start doing that right now. So the first thing that I want to get planned out here is where the storefront is going to go. And I kind of want that to be somewhere around here. So maybe starting here. And I do want to have like this little area here that kind of juts out a little bit. And I might actually move that over a block. So then this is the corner. And then we'll have this window thing here, like this shop window where you can see in coming out like that. And then it'll come back in here, and then we could continue this wall till maybe about here. So this is going to be like the storefront here, and then the door would probably be either here or over here. So I think this is a good starting spot, and then we need to figure out how far back we want this to go. Alright, so we have this now, and I did move this back a couple of blocks. So it is a little bit further back, and I think that's going to be better because then it's going to be like right up against this lake here. But like I said, this is going to be the storefront here, and then these are the side walls right there, and then this is going to be the back wall. And I do want to add a little bit more to this back wall here, but I'm not exactly sure what to add. I might add a little thing that kind of juts out here a little bit. Something kind of like that, I guess. I think that's pretty good for the shop front, for the storefront here. So next I kind of want to get the workshop area planned out, which I think I'm going to put over here. And then just kind of have it come off of the storefront here. And then on top of the storefront, there is going to be a living quarters up there. Okay, so for this workshop, I do want it to be like sort of detached from this main area here, but also kind of attached. So the back wall of the shop front will go here, and then the wall for the storefront is going to go here. So they're kind of attached, but also kind of detached. Probably have some sort of walkway to get from the shop area here into the workshop, potentially. I'm not sure about that yet. I may just make it where you have to kind of walk outside to get into here. So I feel like that's probably okay for the workshop. I don't want it to come out too much, but I also don't want it to be too small. I think this is a good size for the shop area here. So it is a square because it's 5 by 5 with posts in the corners. And now we can start building up this little woodworking shop. So I am going to start off by putting in the post here, and I'm not entirely sure how tall I want this to be. Probably 4 blocks tall, like that. So I'll just go up 4 blocks on all of these posts, just like that. And I am going to wait to do the workshop here, and I'll probably finish the storefront and then I'll work on the workshop. But then for this storefront, I'm going to use these yellow colored blocks here. Alright, so I have filled in all of the walls here, and I also filled in the floor with spruce. And then I have this big window here, which is going to be the main shop window, where you can kind of see into the shop. And then I have a few other windows here as well, and I'll probably have the main counter either over here or over here. I think it might make more sense over here, because then I can have a doorway that goes into the shop area, which will be right here. But for this shop area here, I do want to bring it down a block. Alright, so I have it dug out now, and then we need to put in these posts here. So I want the posts to go up the same height as this. So they are going to be 5 blocks tall like that. So I think that's going to work out, maybe. I may actually end up making them 4 blocks tall. So then we need to get in the walls here, and for the walls, I think I want to do cobblestone. And actually, I may not do cobblestone. I think I want to do deep slate and tough, but I don't think I have a lot of tough. Yeah, that's all the tough that I have right there. I'll probably just fill it in with deep slate for now, and maybe do some of the walls with tough. Alright, so that is all the tough that I have. I still need to fill in this layer here, and then I still need to put in this wall. But that is pretty much this shop here done. I do need to put a floor in here, which I think I'm gonna do cobblestone for the floor. So that is all filled in, and I do want to have an exterior door, like here-ish will be good. So you can get out of the shop here, or you can go in through a door here. So that is the shop, and I think I might actually bring it down a block. I think that's a little bit too tall. Alright, so that was brought down a block, and I still need to get more tough to finish up this wall here. And I do want to put a few windows in this shop area. So maybe put one here, and then we could also put one like here. So we've got 2 windows in here to let in a little bit of light, and we also have a door to get in and out. So that is pretty much it for this main shop area. Obviously, I still need to do the interior. And then I'm also basically done with the shop area, but again, I do need to do the interior and then fill in this wall here. So other than that, I do need to get the roof on this shop area, which I will have like a slanting roof that goes down this way most likely. And then I also need to get the living quarters done up here. And then I also kind of want to have a walkway that comes over the pathway, which the pathway is going to be going through here. And then it'll go over to that peninsula over there. So I do want to have like a walkway that goes over the pathway and then connects up to a tower that's going to be like over here. So I'm going to get a little more work done on this house here, and then I'll come back to you guys. So I have gotten a little bit more done on this house here. So it's not finished yet. I still need to get the roof in, obviously, and there's still a few other details that I need to add in, like the windows. But it's a little bit further along, and the main structure here is basically finished, again, other than the roof, and I'm pretty happy with it. I did finish this shop area here, the workshop area, except for the interior and the windows here, and I do need to get a little more tough as well. But other than that, this workshop area is completely finished with the roof and everything. And I think it all looks pretty good. I especially like how everything has its own sort of build palette. Like this shop area is made out of deep slate and tuff. And then this main building here is made out of sandstone and birch. And then moving on to this tower here that I also started on, it is granite and bricks. So I am pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. I did add a little overhanging bit to here as well, and if we go upstairs actually, which the staircase is right here, I am going to have a bedroom here, and then another bedroom over here, and then this is going to be the main walkway, which will take you into the tower here, which this whole wall here is still open so that I can build that walkway. I also left this wall open here so that I can get this roof here finished first, because I will have a peak on this thing that juts out a little bit, and I need to get that done before I can put in the wall there, because if I do put in the wall right here, you're not going to be able to go up the stairs because there's not enough room right here. Actually, there might be. There is enough room there, but anyway, I'm still just going to wait until I finish putting in the roof here. But anyway, for this tower, I am pretty much just going to have the main part of it be bricks going all the way up, and then I'll add some extra little bits to it on the side, and then on the top I'm going to bring it out a little bit, kind of like I have here on the bottom with the granite. So it's going to come out a little bit, and then there will be a nice area to kind of view everything from on above the tree line here. So that is my plan for this tower here. And I obviously still need to get a little bit more work done in this building here. So I am going to get started on finishing up this area a little bit more. And hopefully everything is going to be finished here, including the roof. I may not get around to adding all of the details to this build yet today. I may end up doing those off camera, but I do at least want to get the roof and then the overhang here and then also this tower done today. So I'm going to get working on finishing this place up a little bit more. Alright, so this place probably looks a little bit different, and I did finish the roof here and I started building up the tower, and I did get this crosswalk finished, I guess. I am not really liking this design, so I'm probably going to end up changing it at some point. But overall, I am pretty happy with what I've got so far. I also built this little shed thing for keeping the wood safe, because this is a woodworking shop, so there does need to be a supply of wood here. And I added in this crane here as well to kind of help pick up the heavier logs, and so you can put them in carts and stuff and take them off somewhere else, like to the workshop over there. And I am pretty happy with this design. It's pretty simple. It's not a whole lot going on, and I did add a little bit of detail up there with a lead to kind of make it look like that rope there is kind of hanging on to this main rope here. Also, as you can see, I did replace the sandstone with bricks, and I think it looks a lot better with bricks instead of sandstone. I think the sandstone texture is just a little bit too busy for what I wanted to do here. There's a little bit too much going on, and I also want to change the brick texture a little bit and maybe add some variation to it so it's not just the same texture over and over again. So I will probably get around to doing that off camera. And then I just added in like the windows and then some like little support things for the roof. And that's pretty much all I did for this one. I don't know why, but I really want to add a water wheel on the back of this. And it doesn't really make any sense because this is a pond. It's just standing water. It's not on a river. So the water wheel wouldn't even work, but I really want to add one in. And on top of that, that's the staircase back there. So there would really be no reason to put a water wheel there, but I really want to put one in for some reason. But that being said, I do want to add a little bit of extra detail to this back area here. I feel like it is lacking some detail, so I'll probably get around to doing that off camera. But while I was working on this thing, I did get one of the villagers to come over and kind of check things out. So I think this is close enough to where it's technically part of the village. So I don't think it's going to be that tricky to get them to move over here. I think really all I'll have to do is move that bell to over here because that's like the center of the village, that bell there. And then I'll probably have to take out all of these houses. So I think moving these villagers is going to be relatively easy. But anyway, for this tower here, I did decide to add in a little bit of smooth sandstone here to kind of break up the brick texture a little bit. And I haven't gotten around to adding some of the little bits to the side of this tower that I wanted to. So I'll probably do those off camera as well. And then for the top, I decided to use birch. And I'm not 100% sold on that. So I may change that out with something else. And I also used copper for the roof, which I know I did not learn my lesson about copper when doing the Savannah City. That is about a stack of copper blocks right there. So yeah, this is going to take a lot of copper. That's pretty much it for the tower. I do have a staircase on the inside of the tower. As you can see, it's this spiral staircase that goes all the way up to the top. And then this is the bridge that takes you into the living quarters. I haven't done the interior yet, so I do need to get around to doing that, and I'll probably do it off camera. And then this is the workshop here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this house. Well, at least the exterior, aside from a few extra little details that I'll get around to later. But unfortunately, that is all that I have time for today. So if you did enjoy this episode and you want to see more of this series, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And if you guys have any suggestions for this series or any other series on my channel, then make sure to leave a comment down in the comment section. And if you guys would like to interact with me or my community outside of YouTube, then make sure to join my Discord server linked down in the description. But anyway, that's all for today, so as always, don't forget to keep building.